Welcome to Crypto News and Investigative Reports. I'm glad that you're joining us today. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence when investing in cryptocurrency. Thank you for joining us. Let's get into the news. We've got a lot of news going on. But before we get started, I'd like to say to you, I appreciate those that looked at the video that was taken in San Francisco. It was quite challenging. It was it was a lot of fun to do, but I took that video almost 7 times, or maybe even 10 times, trying to find the right place to do it. So we're still kind of getting acclimated to trying to do this kind of outdoor San Francisco kind of video recording. We're just getting acclimated to that. So I want to say, for the people that left the comments, they were encouraging comments, and I appreciate you, and thank you very much. All right, here's the news. Crypto News and Investigative Reports, top stories in the news update. Here's the top story. Will XRP reach $1 by the end of the year? We're getting a lot of price prediction. I gave my price prediction. Nigel Green and a couple other people are saying if Ripple partners start utilizing XRP during the day-to-day operations before the end of the year, then I think $1 is a modest price point. From here out, it depends on developments and usage. They've made promises that some of their partners will use XRP. And once people see that happening, they will have gained unwavering confidence, and that will certainly be reflected in the price. What actually moved the price that last month was the PNC announcement. And my prediction is that this price, the Ripple price, can go to 589 or even higher, but it depends on the American commercial banks to me. And that's just my own personal opinion. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's my personal opinion. I know that there have been price predictions before, but mine is basically saying, after I saw the PNC Bank say they're going to use RippleNet, if JP Morgan Chase says they're going to use RippleNet, if Wells Fargo say they're going to use RippleNet, and if Bank of America say they're going to use RippleNet, if they announce that today, then we would see a skyrocketing price for Ripple. For XRP, the XRP price would skyrocket because it's simply because of assets. The JP Morgan Chase has over $1 trillion worth of assets. Bank of America has over $1 trillion worth of assets, and so does Wells Fargo. They have over $1 trillion of assets. And if those 3 commercial banks announced today that they were going with RippleNet, you would see a skyrocket price. So yeah, you can get $1 just off of speculation. You don't even really need to get much to get the price. Almost hit that. Just you don't need that much to get $1. I think everybody believes that Ripple can be $1 by the end of the year. Anyway, so let's move on. xrp. Wow, that was a big thing. At Swell was the announcement of xrp. It was kind of big news for the people that really weren't aware, but for those of us that are on Twitter, that are on YouTube, that are following the story, this is something that we kind of anticipated, right? Ripple xrp transfers funds internationally in minutes. That's a big story today. As mentioned in the blog post, xrp offers 2 advantages to customers. First, cross-border money transfers using the systems are cheaper compared to traditional fund transfers methods, since financial institutions using xrp will not need to maintain Nostro accounts. Second, funds will be received in a matter of minutes, since the receiving financial services firm will get the funds in XRP tokens. The company can just change the tokens into their local fiat currency via local crypto exchanges, and there's the link to that. So that's kind of something that most of us already knew. We already knew that using xrp will help you not to have to fund your Nostro, Vostro accounts. That saves somewhere between 40 and 70%. Nostro and Vostro accounts were accounts that are just sitting dead, really just covering the transaction with bundles of money. We know that XRP, using xrp and XRP you wouldn't have to do that anymore, thereby saving the institution millions of dollars of money that's just sitting. And so that's one of the top stories, and that was a great announcement that came out at the SWAL conference in San Francisco, the 1st and 2nd. So that's great news. All right. The next news story is cross-border payments market to be worth 47 trillion by 2026, according to Ripple. The Boston Consulting Group collected data which showed that the number of cross-border payments in the global markets was worth 27 trillion. The data continued to show that this number could grow by another 20 trillion between this year and 2026. Blockchain technology and the virtual assets industry have the potential to modernize international payments. This could also ensure that money transactions across international borders could be smooth, reliable, and most importantly, fast. All right, so that's the market that we know that Ripple is really targeting, right? We know that their software was designed for this type of a thing, payment services, and $47 trillion is a lot of money. Most of us that are following the story expect Ripple to start incrementally moving into that market that SWIFT owns, that is dominated predominantly by SWIFT. And so most of us that are following the story know that we do expect Ripple to nudge in and get some of that business. Also, rumors are flying that that Ripple will work with SWIFT. And so that's it's very important. But you know, Ripple being used, XRP being used for payment providers is one thing, but Ripple moving into SWIFT territory and taking anything away from SWIFT is a very different type of a beast, right? SWIFT has been around since 1973. SWIFT has political power. They have geopolitical power. They have trust already set up all over the world, 11,000 banks using the United States dollar as a reserve currency. So there's also that to contend with. Ripple being a new company that has actually no geopolitical power at all. Quote, having President Bill Clinton at the SWAL conference this week, having the IMF at the SWAL conference, and even whoever else they had at the SWAL conference. I don't know if Ben Bernanke was there, but they need that kind of political power to be able to go cross-border and move money cross borders. They have to establish trust. Ripple is an American company, and so with Ripple being an American company, then some of the other countries are that might be an issue for some of the other countries. And so Ripple kind of needs that political power to be able to move that, where SWIFT since 1973 has already established that kind of trust. There's more to be said about that, but I'm going to move on. We got some central bank news. Here's some central bank news. The Federal Reserve VP describes the limit of cryptocurrency partnerships. This is a really interesting article too. But I'll read some of it. It says, but the biggest obstacle, and this is the guy's name he works for, his last name is Cunha. The biggest obstacle, says the central bank face, when it comes to embracing the speed of borderlessness of blockchain, it isn't technological. Rather, a 30-year veteran of the Federal Reserve says that its uncertainty about the security of the organization building blockchain that has him most concerned. So, you know, he's kind of saying they have some security issues with the company that's using the blockchain. And so that's what the central bank problem is. I don't believe it. I don't buy that. That's part of the reason why it's been tested. That's why XRP has been testing all of the different companies. They've been, you know, so the issue that I don't believe this at all. What this guy is saying. It says we use private companies all the time. Says, I think I'll pronounce it as Cunha. We use private companies all the time, says Cunha, who has been at the central bank for more than 30 years. I don't know if we'll ever do that with cryptocurrency. He's saying he don't know if they're like, you know, lease it out, so to speak, their business out. They won't bring in outside services. He's mentioned several other projects, including the Monetary Authority of Singapore's project, UBIN, and the Clearmatics technology utility settlement coin as examples of how central banks are being influenced by the cryptocurrency world. And you know what I'll say about that real quick is that the central bank has been sending us mixed messages all the time. And for him to be trying to say that, I believe this. I believe this more than his first words about the security problem. There's no security problem with using XRP. There's no security problem, and he knows that. But the bottom part of this is that he mentioned several other projects, including the Monetary Authority of Singapore's project, UBIN, and the Clearmatics technology utility settlement coin as examples of how central banks are being influenced by cryptocurrency world. It seems to me that the central banks, they can't make a decision on what they want to do. And so they keep throwing out all of these different signals that nobody can actually find. This guy's saying, oh, we checked out this other project. We're looking at them. We'll see how they work out. Oh, there's a security issue. We got to hold off on using, it's not the blockchain itself, but it's people that are building on the blockchain that we're concerned about. I don't know. This is kind of bogus to me, but that's an article that was out today. There's the link. And by the way, folks, all of the links are on the bottom of the, all the links are on the bottom right there, every link to every article. All right. Let's look at the market, though. That's what I was supposed to start with. Live Coin Watch. Let's look at that. Let's see what the market is doing, and we can get an update on the market. All right. So it looked like we had about a $215 billion market cap. Excuse me. We had a $215 billion market cap. Also, Bitcoin is still have this dominance at a, because it was the first coin out there. That's why Bitcoin always will have this dominance until something takes over. So Bitcoin has a $112 billion market cap. Ethereum's sitting at a $22 billion market cap. Ripple has dropped down to a $20 billion market cap. Then we got Bitcoin Cash and EOS. Everything is down. In the last 24 hours, everything is down. Ripple is down minus 3.7. In the last hour, it's been down 0.61 percent. So it's been some really a downturn, and we had such an upturn last week. I know last week I was saying that we were knocking on Ethereum's door. We were almost at a $24 billion market cap. We're down to, as Ripple XRP, only down to a $20 billion market cap. All right, so that's a look at the market. The price of Ripple is at this current time 52 cents. Look like Bitcoin is at about 6,400. Ethereum's at $218. All right. All right. Let's see what we else have for you. We got a few more things that we're going. Let's see. More central bank news. Let's see what else we got with the central bank. Oh, here we go. This is appalling. This is awful, and this is a load of crap. Yeah. Appalling, awful, and a load of crap. Central banks grade SWIFT's cross-border payment time at the Swell conference. There was a question that was asked to these guys that are sitting right here. These guys are from the central bank. These guys sitting right here. And this guy is the one that answered this question, or he tried to. And the question was, could you tell us, do you like working with SWIFT? Is it state of the art, or is it because it's a backwards compatible? It's backwards and compatible with the abacus. This was at the Swell conference. You got to go and watch this. I think I'll go to my Twitter page and pull this up. These guys were morons. I mean, it was appalling. I mean, it was really ridiculous to watch these guys struggle and answer that question. I mean, the way they answered it was like, do you want to go across the country in a horse and a buggy, or do you want to go across the country in an airplane? And, the way they responded like, well, it's okay to go across in a horse and buggy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Because if you go across the country in an airplane, you'd have to know who the pilot is. You'd have to know how much fuel goes in it. You'd have to know, does the ailerons work? You know, does it? How about the thrust, the lift, the drag? You know, all the. I mean, it was just a load of crap. I mean, it was disgusting the way that these guys answered that question. You've got to see the tape. The guy asked them a point blank question, and this guy right on the end, he couldn't answer it. They're right here. He couldn't answer it, and the reason why he couldn't answer it is because he wasn't going to be able to tell you the truth. And what the truth is, I'll answer the question. The truth is, central banks want control. And they don't want to take Ripple because they cannot control Ripple. They cannot control the XRP, the cryptocurrency, the XRP cryptocurrency. Central banks cannot control that. And they want something they can control, similar to what this guy was saying about. He mentioned several other projects, including the Monetary Authority of Singapore's project, the Clearmatics technology using the settlement coin. That's what central banks want. They want control. Central banks print up the money. So they want to control whatever they select. They want control of it. And I'm almost certain, and this is my opinion, I'm almost certain they want to tie whatever they do to a fiat currency. And that's what he should have said, but he didn't want to say that. He's that swell, and he didn't want to, he didn't want to lower the boom at swell. But it's crazy. You've got to see that. Now, hopefully, if we have time, I'll drill down on it if I'm not going too long already. All right, another thing, U.S. Federal Reserve Bank. Anybody that follow me know that I'm reporting on these two parallel stories. All right, the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank, the Federal Reserve Board seeks public comment on potential actions to facilitate real-time interbank settlements for faster payments. Faster payment services are valued for convenience they provide, for the convenience they provide, such as ability to pay other individuals on the spot using a mobile phone application. They also provide consumers, households, and businesses with more flexibility in managing their money because faster payments can be sent and received at any time on any day. And so it's interesting that that the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank will come out and say something like that, but they won't accept. That's a central bank too. The U.S. Federal Reserve Bank is a central bank too. And I mean, even though that they know that there's a lot of resources for payments to be a lot faster, they're not coming out and say that they're accepting any other cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum. They're not saying that they're doing that either. The U.S. Federal Reserve Bank wants a cryptocurrency that they can control too, just like everyone else. But at the same time, they're telling us that they know that the speed can increase. They can be better. So here's something called the strategies for improving the U.S. payment system. There's a chart. I'll go to Twitter and show you the chart. And they're talking about railings, right? Different railings. I'll show you that. The International Monetary Fund. I'm moving kind of fast, but I don't want to take up too much time. People don't have time to waste. The IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Lasting effects. The global economic recovery 10 years after the crisis. This is an interesting article as well. In the year following the 28 financial crisis, economic activity declined in half of all countries in the world. Our analysis in Chapter 2 of the October World Economic Outlook shows that in many countries, output is still well below levels that would have prevailed had output followed in the precise trends. All right, there's a link to that. What I want to say about this article, and it's the last one, and we'll look at a few more things, is that the IMF is actually waiting to pounce in on any more countries. They're waiting to do that. They're right now, there's a projected coming financial crisis, according to them, according to the IMF, and they're waiting to just make that move. All right, and that move is to come in and to use their resources to establish that country, take over that country, and do what they can to bring that country up. So they're waiting around for that. And I'd like to kind of know more about it, but it's not that much information about it, about how they're going to do that. The SDR, special drawing rights, and a lot of other things that play into this type of news. But with that being said, that's a pretty deep subject. With that being said, oh my goodness, we didn't do that. Nope. I want to add this. Please subscribe to Crypto News and Investigative Reports. Please go to our Twitter, and please follow us on Twitter at the same address, Crypto News and Investigative Reports. Our handle is at RobTech, at symbol RobTech, ROBTECH, at RobTech. And I'd like to have you join us and be one of our subscribers. But just to recap, let's go back for a quick recap. Crypto new will XRP reach $1? Ripple xrp transfers funds internationally in minutes. Cross-border payments market up to 47 trillion by 2026. Central bank news, Federal Reserve VP. He basically says he wants a stable coin. And then we looked at the market. We saw we got this these guys right here with the central bank just giving us a load of crap at Swell Conference. All right. So here we are. Here's our Crypto News and Investigating Reports on Twitter. Also, you know, we tweet all of the articles. So if you're interested in reading any of these articles that we tweeted, you can just go to our Crypto News and Investigative Report page, and it's all of the articles are there. If you want links to the articles, all of the links are there. I think there's one more thing. I got some comments about somebody wanting to know my background, and so I'll give you a little bit about my background in 30 seconds. I'm a biotechnologist. My experience is in biotechnology. I worked in different laboratories and tested patients' blood and that kind of a thing for many years, and I graduated, and that's my background. All right. That's my background. And I also add that I did not think that I would be doing this. I had no idea that I'd be trying to do a YouTube page on a YouTube channel on cryptocurrency. Part of the reason why I decided to do this is because I felt that there was information regarding cryptocurrency that was not being given to the public. And I think the public needs to know everything that they can about a digital transformation. And so that's part of the problem here with me. That's why I started doing this. When I started looking at the International Monetary Fund, when I started looking at the World Bank, when I started looking at commercial banking and cryptocurrency, I was like, everybody needs to know what's going on there. So that's what, anyway, that's a little bit about me. So if you want to go to our Crypto News and Investigative Reports, go to Crypto News and Investigative Reports. You'll see our page here, and all of the articles are tweeted here. And some of them that I don't go over, I still tweet on this page. Ripple XRP transfer and Go reveals 90% cost savings with Ripple. Crypto Visa card platform adds to XRP. That's a great article. They're coming up real slow. Did Ripple divorce XRP just to pass the Satoshi test? Did Ripple divorce XRP just to pass the Satoshi test? That might be something that you might be interested in reading. The International Monetary Fund is waiting on the next financial crisis to make their move. It may be coming sooner than you think. That might be something you want to look at. Cross-border payments market. I kind of went over some of this already. Oh, here's what I wanted to show you in closing. Here's that that chart. Come on, come on, come on. It's a chart that Did I have more after the IMF? No. Well, it's a chart regarding the right here, the Federal Reserve Bank, the Central Bank of the United States, which is the U.S. Federal Reserve. And this is they talked about. You might want to read the article. They talked about different railings on the chart, and as you can see on the chart, at the bottom there's bank accounts, and then the next level of railings, you'll see Visa, Visa Direct. You'll see a couple other things, and then you'll see Bitcoin and Ripple. I thought that was pretty interesting on that chart. You might want to go to that article and look that up, and then go to that go to the charts. And there's a lot more charts. I just think this was pretty interesting. There's a couple of more charts that has Ripple on them as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until the next time, thank you for joining Crypto News and Investigative Reports. Wherever you are, hopefully you're having a great day, or if it's nighttime, wherever you are, hopefully you're having a great night. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for allowing us to give you some news update. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.